gives me everything I could wish for. She gives me kisses on
my nose, the feeling shows, 'cause you make me smile, baby, just take your time now.
All righty, let's get started, everybody. I feel like I haven't been up here in a hot second, so I'm kind of excited. Hi, everybody in Zoom world. Shannon Elder got her hair did. Look at her looking all cute. Hi, honey. All right, let's start off with some gratitudes. What are we grateful for, peeps? Let me admit these people. Can everybody hear us and can everybody see our screen? We're good? Perfect. Yeah, Michelle, is that a background or are you in Florida? Where are you? You're
that's
muted,
Madison.
honey.
Yep, that's Madison's background. So you're seeing me in Madison. I'm in Madison.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I brought Madison to Jeffersonville.
I love it.
Me too.
We're grateful for your surroundings. All right, gratitude, peeps. What you got? It's October. She's like, stop looking at me. I'm just looking at you because you're cute. I can share it, Bob.
So this is a command thing. So Blake and I went to Facebook ads and assigned a smart plan to our clients, and it wasn't working, so we weren't really well happy, as you might imagine. However, it's working wonderful now. Go to command school. So if you run a Facebook ad and you get a response from somebody, there is a way to set up a smart plan so that they actually get text messages and emails, and you get notifications, you need to make a phone call, all that stuff. That actually works.
Nice.
And we figured it out, but I'm not going to tell you how to do it. So here's my example. So here's how you So when you get a Facebook lead, and you get that notification, you go into that particular lead and uncheck lead. So there's a checkbox for a lead. You uncheck it. Works like that. And it's awesome. Yeah. I'm sorry. No. They're automatically checkbox as a lead, which of course they are. However, you have to uncheck them as a lead and assign a smart plan, and then that smart plan runs as smooth as.
All right, let me rephrase what we just said. So Bob Murphy is excited about smart plans in command now. Get out of here. You are in my bubble, sir.
You're right.
And if you want to set up smart plans, you need to make sure on the contact page that mark as lead is unchecked.
Yeah, because the Facebook ad will lead automatically check as a lead.
So there's the bug. I love it.
And then Nika asked if we have any smart plans. She did that as Annika, but because Nika would know this. There are lots.
She crazy.
There are lots of smart plans already done for you.
There's smart plans that are already set up for us, and there's smart plans from people that are smarter than us that you can buy.
Actually, there are some
that run like huge teams.
Yeah, and they're out there now. They're shareable. They're not necessarily that you guys necessarily pay for a bunch of stuff. There are some. Yes, you have to pay.
Some of them.
Yeah, like Marty Miller. Everybody has heard of Marty Miller, the videos, and all that. He's got a ton of them. Our own Stephanie from our regional tech director, she got
Shannon Dagger.
Shannon. Why don't I always call her Stephanie? I don't know.
I got you.
Shannon has one out there that's already been downloaded by like 1,200 people.
Oh, nice.
Because yeah, why are we reinventing the wheel if we don't have to?
What is the worst thing that could happen? You communicate with your clients. Maybe it goes out twice on accident. That's the worst thing that could happen, folks.
That's an extra touch for your program.
I'm just saying. So, more gratitudes. I know we have more.
I'm thankful. One, that Allegiant has $76 flights round trip to see my baby girl. Two, that we are in an industry where I can negotiate deals from Chris and Leeling's Airbnb on the beach while seeing my kid.
Isn't it awesome?
Hey, real quick, everybody say hey to Ethan, who just walked in.
Hi, Ethan.
And I missed Todd walking in, and I walked in late, sorry. I was on the phone with our TL. He is having his automobile fixed right now because
Oh, dear.
just said his automobile cracked out on him today.
So there's that.
That's why he's not doing it.
And I'm sure he's grateful that he has an automobile that he can fix. Next gratitude. Miss Buffy. Miss Buffy is talking out loud.
I know, right?
Since we're excited to have Mariana Diaz from
Yay!
So that Buffy doesn't have to do transactions no more.
Yay! So to let you guys know, if you didn't hear that, people are excited because they get to do their business anywhere in the world. Our businesses are growing. We're able to hire new people, and it's a good day at Keller Williams, right? All right, who else has gratitudes? Ashley can breathe because of all of her listings are pent. It's a good day.
I'm grateful we're finally getting the building cleaned up on the outside and that can that I have to pay out every month.
I thought Craig was like getting the spider webs ready for Halloween. No? Is that not what was happening?
First wash, first got the sidewalks cleaned off, seal coats. Here in the next week or two, we'll have a new seal parking lot and restriped. So it's gonna cost, like we've been building 3 years now.
3 years.
So we'll
That
pass
went
some
by real
roads,
fast.
addressing some of these windows, just there's a couple of places where we get real heavy rains that will kind of come in. So yeah, just doing some projects here this fall and getting all spruced up. So yeah, that'll be.
Y'all see all the ceiling tiles like that? They'll all be replaced. We won't have any issues like that anymore, which is nice. I mean, energy is coming back to the office, which is nice. When I first started, I'm grateful to see that, because that was one thing that Buffy told me about. She was like, "Honey, you have no idea. You started when nobody was here." It's like literally before that, it was standing room only. And
Yeah.
And stuff. And it's just, everything was just hopping.
COVID's been real weird. Yeah.
And that's one of the things, it's just, now that I've stepped out of the team role, which was a good thing, when Shane stepped away, and now we got Robert, he's coming into his own. It's a lot the first several months, but then it's allowed me, when I get my report, just kind of talk about some of the things that, just been on the list that are happening, that, excited to share about, so I'm kind of doing that. So, yeah, thank you for a lot of these.
Yep, so thanks to our new team leader. For those of you on Zoom land that might not have been able to hear Craig, thanks to our new team leader, Robert, Craig has been able to start on his list, his very long OP list, and the office is getting a new facelift and getting cleaned and repainted and all that fun stuff. Any gratitudes out there on Zoom land? Or as my mom likes to call it, the interwebs. God love her. The internets.
I've got something.
Oh, here's Michelle. What you saying, Michelle? Everyone shh.
I really wanted to be down there today, but this certainly will suffice. After having been, I feel like I've been plucked from society for 2 years in dealing with my mom's health crisis. And I just want to thank everyone that I've spoken with so far, who has been so welcoming and encouraging to come back and get started again. Fall is kind of my time of year, and it's just sort of refreshing. To your point and what you've got up on the board regarding life starts over again in the fall. And this is really a renewal for me in many, many ways, and my mom as well. So I just want to thank everybody, whoever was praying. It made a tremendous difference. And for everybody who has been so welcoming, I can't thank you enough to just feel those embraces, even when I'm attending the partner meeting remotely. It just means the world. So thank you to all of you.
That's awesome. Good to hear. Yes, that's awesome. So if there's any other gratitude, Miss Ruthie?
Hey, Sean, it's Morgan.
Oh, hi, Morgan.
The Paxton Group is super grateful that we are being relocating back to the office. We're excited.
Yeah. He's like, okay, ladies, if we must. Now, like, this might sound really weird, and it's a really weird reason to love the Paxton Group coming back to the office, but one of the things I've missed the most is Todd Paxton doing lead gen while doing his miles. He does his miles like he's got a whole course. He like goes around the building, then he goes down the stairs, he goes around the outside. So if you ever want to learn how to lead gen, you just have to like put your shoes on and just like get ready to walk, right? Is that a really weird reason why I'm excited? I don't know. Miss, you do. I've seen it. And he gives really good hugs. I'm just saying.
I was just gonna say, I was grateful for traveling. That's my life. And albeit weird, it was awesome to be on
Nice. I love it. Perfect. Anyone else? All right, we're going to kick off the meeting by giving leadership team updates. So since Roger is up here, come on up. So when I call your name, I'm just saying, come on up in front of the laptop so everyone can see your face and hear your voice. And we're just going to give little updates to what like projects we're working on, anything that you need to know.
Real quick from MCA world, if y'all are tired of my videos, I apologize. It's fun for me, so I kind of do that on purpose. I kind of am sorry if y'all don't like them, but I'm still going to keep doing them. No, there's a lot going on right now, actually. Since training and travel has been opened back up, I was gone a couple of weeks ago. Everybody knows, got some really good information for my job and how to better serve you and our market center. I'm going again on Thursday, Friday to DC, and there is another MCA like big systems and processes thing that's going on that I've been invited to and going to go to, and it is again something that I need to help better serve all of you, because I know that I feel inadequate every day in this job, and that's just on me. I feel that way because I don't feel like I'm giving you everything that I could be and should be. There is no excuse. I'm not gonna keep using the COVID thing to train that. That's all done. That's in the past. We're moving forward, and that's my goal, is to keep learning as much as humanly possible to better serve you. I may not always have the right answers. I may not always have the answers you like, but I do have the answers that we as Keller Williams can follow up on and support, and what I can do to give you as much of a win-win as we can, to give you everything that you need, maybe not everything you want. And that's okay, because I'm never gonna get everything I want. I'll get what I need, but we will work together to continue to grow as much as we can, and that's my goal. And that's my promise to each and every one of you, even all of you out there and who can't be here. Another quick thing is that the building, y'all seen the changes happening. Foster room is still going to be the foster room. It's not the same room anymore, but we will never lose a foster room. Stephen Foster will always have a room dedicated in this building with this market center. I never met the man or his family, but everything I've ever heard about this gentleman, there will never not be a foster room here, something dedicated to him. And so it is now on the left-hand side, down the rows, past Hazley and Dixon's office and all those. It's about a 6-person group area. And we're working on getting it repainted. I've got to get the artwork put up, so it's a little bit of a mess right now. We're going to have all of the common areas in this building, on this floor, redone, repainted, cleaned up, all that kind of stuff. We want it popping again. I don't like not having a good, clean, streamlined, popping kind of place to be. We're adding music every day. We want this to feel like a place that you can come to, even just to hang out. If you're out showing houses and you need somewhere to go crash for an hour, come to the market center. Come hang out here, coffee, music, whatever, just to be able to relax. But in that way, that all comes down to you guys too, wanting to be here. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you to send me personally at the KLRW email asking or telling me what it is that you feel like you need and what you're lacking as an agent, a team, or whatever, of how we can support you as a market center better. I want to know what it is that you feel like is right and what's wrong. Because as we grab that data, that's going to allow me to do a lot of things to analytically look at what's happening and what we can do as our profit share goes up, as our company dollar goes up because of all these listings and sellings that are happening. So that's on you, a challenge to send me what it is that you feel is right and wrong, because that's my job in this office. You have a question about the office, this building, come to me. That's my job. I'm your office manager and your financial person. So come see me. Craig's not it. Sean's not it. Robert's not it. Robert's recruiting and team lead. Sean's recruiting and some HR stuff and all that. Keevan is our new tech director. He's your tech guy. I'm your office manager and your financial guy. Come see me.
And I think you're doing a fantastic
Well,
job.
thank you. That's
Who
not.
thinks Roger's doing a fantastic
No.
job? Yes, he is. Get out of here.
That's how we're scored. So Keevan's next, right? Because he's closer.
Roberto. Broker update. Come on up. Everybody loves Bob's broker updates. Don't lie.
Hey, Mr. Edward, can we talk about what we talked about on the phone today? And what was that?
Yeah, one of the things.
Come up here and join me.
Yeah, one of the things that Bob and I wanted to do is just kind of get a more thorough understanding of our errors and omissions. You know, we had some questions around commercial that we were able to get some clarity on, and just kind of clarity around a lot of things, just to really understand our errors and omission policy, the do's and the don'ts. Because that's an expense for each of us. And so we dove in. We had about an hour meeting with our person today, and just got some clarity around some things that Bob wanted to share some information on about. So are we going to split that? Yeah, that's kind of what we've always done. If it ever happened to come to that.
Right. So yeah, if a claim is ever filed that we need to contact the E&O insurance company, our deductible is $5,000. You as an agent, as an incentive not to have this happen, get to pay half of that, $2,500, and the company will pay $2,500 for deductible, provided we ever have to do that. Now, there's a way for you to not have to pay the deductible, or the company to pay the deductible. There are 4 things that we have to do on every transaction. One of them is, well, we don't have to, I'll rephrase that in a minute. Okay, one thing is you have to make sure that the seller's disclosure has been presented to the buyer prior to an offer being written, and that they have signed it prior to an offer being written. That's pretty easy, right? A home warranty has to have been purchased for the property, not declined, but actually purchased for the property. State forms. You have to use state forms in everything that you do, so you can't make up your own forms. And what was the 4th one? I'll look it up for you. I'm going to do a video that I'll send out to talk about how not to have to pay the deductible if it's needed.
So in the market that we're in right now, people are foregoing the home warranty.
Yeah. So look forward to paying $2,500 your share if it happens.
If it happens. I mean, we haven't had a claim in 11 years.
Yeah. So Amy, don't start. Yeah. So Amy, just don't start, okay? Just don't have that situation. Yeah. So part of the way that we don't have that situation is that I get the privilege of reviewing your files, but you need to submit your files timely. I've had several recently where I got the listing contract to review 3 months after it was taken. So we don't want to do that. You need to submit all your documents to review as soon as possible. You need to make sure that they're loaded in command so that they can be reviewed. And you need to submit all the documents that are required. Currently, I'm trusting that you're doing that. We may not always be able to just trust that you'll do it.
Is a listing contract a contract if you don't sign it?
It is not a contract if it's not signed by the managing broker. So you don't actually have a valid contract. So think about this. If you got a smart seller and they sign the contract and you don't submit it to be signed and then you sell it, a smart seller might say, oh, I don't actually owe you because we don't actually have a valid contract. So I'm not saying there are any smart sellers out there, but it definitely needs to be signed. You need to understand this. If you are sending the contract out to be signed electronically, as a lot of people do, just add the managing broker in there and submit that to be signed right away, and I'll do that. But then it also has to then come back through command so it can be reviewed, because I don't have the time as I'm going through on a daily basis, just clicking on these things. I generally just sign it and trust that you've done it correctly. So my chance to review it is when you submit it through command. So if you please do that on a timely basis. When you get a purchase or when you get a listing contract to review after the commission's already been paid, it's a little late. So I'm just asking that you submit stuff more in a timely manner. Yeah, Jake.
It's okay to submit it when you don't have everything.
Correct.
Submit it, you can always come back and run something else in if it's fine with this last time.
Right.
You will have to review everything.
Right. Correct. Amy? Yeah.
When I write the offer,
Mm-hmm.
I already handed them the seller's disclosure, they look at it, but then I have them sign offer and seller's disclosure at the same time.
That's okay.
Okay, but you said prior to offer.
Yeah.
They just have to receive it and look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're good there.
A couple other things. America's Preferred, even if you get a signature and they decline a home warranty, they pay, and there happens to be an E&O claim, they pay, I think it's up to $1,000 in towards that deductible if you have that signed, whether it's provided or not. It could also be declined.
Situational question. Sometimes we write purchase agreements on listings that don't have the seller's disclosure available yet. And we say subject to buyer receiving executed seller's disclosure within 1 day, buyer has to approve.
Right.
Is that acceptable in this case, or does it have?
Well, that question didn't come up, but I think it would be acceptable.
What it basically kept referring to is, a lot of things are just going to be underwriter discretion. So you're going to, be able to explain that to an underwriter, things like that, of the E&O policy.
So as long as it's referenced, if we don't have it, it's referenced within time frames in the purchase agreement.
Yeah.
We assume.
Yeah. We're making an assumption there. Yeah. So I think basically what they're looking for is the person got to review the seller's disclosure before they ever closed on the contract. I think that's the basic premise there.
And another thing, best practice kind of going off the E&O is it's easy to text message, but we ask, do not text message negotiation. Price, terms, anything like that, because that's hard to be recorded. Those messages go away. This was a topic of a conversation we made with financials with Matt. He's dealing with a couple litigations around text messaging and negotiations. It's going to cost the agent and the market center thousands of dollars. So just refrain from negotiation of any kind. Text message is made for, hey, I'm going to send you an email over with the offer. Hey, I've got some information. I'll be sending it over in an email. Emails can be documented as opposed to text message.
Yeah.
Go back and reductions, price reductions.
Price reductions, this is my personal opinion. Bob may have a different one, but a seller's not going to accept anything that they're not willing to accept. So if you do a price reduction, you know, and they say, yes, best practice is you get something signed if there's a price reduction. But at the end of the day, you do a price reduction, they're not going to sell it for, they're not going to agree to a contract for less than whatever they're willing to agree to at that point.
I would think that as long as it's something that's traceable, that you can trace it back to their phone, or you can trace the email back to their account, that you'd probably be okay. The only situation, and I don't know that it would ever happen, is that if you reduced it and then they got an offer for the reduced amount, and then they said to you, hey, I never agreed to reduce it to that level. And if you hadn't reduced it, I would have got a better offer. So if you've got something in writing, whether it be a text message or an email or the actual form that's made for that purpose, I think you'd probably be okay. Remember, the E&O coverage is cancelable if you have a circumstance where you didn't use state forms. Remember that part.
And the form says that all other terms and conditions remain the same.
Yeah. And something else he really stressed that they would drop this in a heartbeat is if, and this is after a closing, like if something comes up and the seller took a refrigerator and is closing, just screen it there, you say, you know what, I'll take care of the refrigerator, or we'll take care of it right here. No claim or anything's been done. But if something happens after it's been closed, and it's something in, let's say it's the tune of $500 or something, they get an attorney involved, and there's a, you know, and then basically it's settled after the closing really simply. But if there was, but after that point, there was a claim made, we have to disclose that there was a claim made, even if it was $500, if it was after the closing, because if that's not disclosed, then that's one of the questions that, and he stressed this a couple times, is that if that's a claim.
So when Craig says disclose, he means we have to disclose it to the E&O company.
Disclose to the E&O.
So if you guys do something like that and you don't tell us about it, and then they find out, the E&O company finds out later, whether you not doesn't matter. The fact that it wasn't disclosed to them.
Because the reason of that is that we felt that settled, but then something else happened and escalated, and then a larger claim happens, and then because at that time. So just a couple of things. We learned a lot. It was good. I'm glad we did that call.
Yeah. Okay, one more thing. There is a form, and I believe it's only in .loop, that says it's a first right of refusal, which is not actually a first right of refusal, because here's how it actually works. And it says it right in the form. So I'm going to write this first right of refusal for you on this property. So when mine sells, I'll buy yours. And it goes on to say, unless you accept an offer from another buyer, then our first right is null and void, which means it's over. They don't get 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever it is you thought they should get to move forward. They lose that opportunity, period. So don't use that first right of refusal form.
I think it's called limited purchase right.
There you go. Yeah. So it's been used a couple of times, thankfully not by anybody in our office, but by people at other offices who have then since gotten a little bit upset when their clients didn't get 24 hours to consider. So and you might say, well, to be fair, we ought to let them give them 24 hours. Well, no, because then you're violating the rights of the person who got the second offer.
Every paragraph of these two documents is the exact same.
But that one.
Paragraph 2, this states in the first right contingency, the buyer has the right to perform under these leasing mechanisms,
Yeah.
which we're familiar with. The limited purchase right or something.
Right.
States in the event the seller gets another accepted offer on this property, this immediately becomes
Is null and void.
immediately.
And the buyer gets their earnest money back. Yeah.
Is on a first right, it stays active. On limited purchase right, it goes pending.
Yeah.
So it takes the house off the market and the buyer is able to buy time, and while it's not being actively exposed. That would be the only strategic play.
Correct.
Other than, you know, that's it.
So, right. So they just tie the property up. which is not in the best interest of your seller ever.
So there's, okay, so maybe I need to make so what he's saying is take it off the market, but they still have the right to sell it and go down. If it's like if you write an offer on a pending transaction, that's subject to the release of the purchase at the offer. However, with this one, if you get another accepted offer, this one.
Null and void. Right, that's exactly, those are the terms, null and void.
It ties up the contract over the pending status. If that's your negotiation status, you have to pay all your time. But you need to go for somebody else.
And one of the best practices to do, and I did this whenever I was writing first rights and things, because it's not a form we use all the time. And that is, you know, when I got in that situation, part of the contract or in that position, I read that contract, that page or that amendment or that document 3 to 4 times slowly, because when you do that, it does kind of start piecing here, but sometimes you got to read it too, at least I have to read it 3 to 4 times just to really let it sink in, and it does kind of explain it. And, you know, and it's our job to understand these forms. So if we're not looking at them every day like we do purchase agreements, when you're in the situation, really get in there and dig in. And,
if you don't understand.
Yeah. One last thing about first right of refusals that I'd like to mention is this. Our code of ethics says we treat everybody honestly and fairly, right? That's part of what we have to do. We're required to do that to be a realtor. So there are a lot of agents who will write a first right of refusal offer knowing their client cannot perform should they have to. When they do that, are they being honest and fair with all parties? I don't think you are. So just my personal philosophy is if somebody says, well, can we write a first right offer? My first question is, yeah, can you perform if you have to, and will you? And if the answer is no, I can't, or no, I won't, then I absolutely won't write one, because I want to make sure that I do treat people honestly and fairly. And to say, well, let's go write a first right of refusal so we can yank that thing off the market and buy ourselves some more time, knowing we can't perform or would not, is not fair and honest.
And whenever I was handling on the seller side and someone wrote a first right of refusal, my first question representing the seller to the buyer's agent was, can this buyer perform on the first right of refusal financially if they were called due? And if it was no, and everybody always negotiate differently. That was one strategy I had as a listing agent, was I wanted to know, can they perform? Because if they couldn't perform, then I didn't want to advise my client to tie up the property with the first right.
You can require something from the lender because if they could.
Yeah, you can, absolutely, yeah. Any broker questions? So I can go sit down again over there. No? Okay, sweet, thank you.
All right, real quick, because you made a comment about text and emails and all, and I just want to add this in on the technical side because of what I do in the outside world with the military and everything, and we've got an issue with a team. When you're doing emails, I'm going to highly suggest everybody get away from Google. Use Gmail all you want, that's fine. But download Outlook. We as a company have Outlook. Use something to back up your email. Because there's an issue right now going on. We're a transparent company. I'm not going to name names or anything. There's an issue going on right now where a former admin went in to a team email and deleted a bunch of crap. Now they're in litigation because Google only holds it for so long as for Google. Now here's the deal. I know better, and all you know better. Google's big enough. They've got email servers stacked in buildings like 3 miles wide. That's how big Google is. But I'm telling you, back up your stuff. You can back it up locally, or if you have Outlook, like say with Microsoft Office, things like that, if you have Outlook, Outlook is a program. It's not an email server. So you can have a Gmail running through Outlook all day long. Outlook is on your personal system.
Or your Mac mail.
Or your Mac mail or something like that that will automatically back up. Outlook, I use it all the time. We use it in the military still. I can go and grab anything I need from 5 years ago with no problem because I'm saving it on my system through my Outlook. I can have 5 different emails dropping into my Outlook all day long, and I can grab whatever I need. If y'all have any questions about that, I'm happy to talk with y'all offline on how to protect your stuff. It is nothing but a CYA policy. And you definitely want KCY.
Let me just add this, that if you got emails from back and forth on the transaction, it should be.
Yeah.
You should download and load them up in command, and you don't have to go.
Well, Bob, if you are in your settings in command, so you're in command, you go to your little page, and you hit the settings, there is a specific location in there that says Gmail. The only thing you have to do is add your email address and your password, and command will take all of the conversation, every single email with your client, if you're in your contact, and put it in your contact card. So you can literally go to that person's name, and over here on the right-hand side with the timeline or the time, what is it called? You know what I'm talking about. Over on the right-hand side, you can see all of your email conversations.
And what ends up happening is, especially for teams, and those of you that are negative, you have people that may be going and coming from your team, that are admins, other people that may have access to certain things, y'all need to be covered in both. And I say that as nothing but pure protection for you. Like what Matt was talking about, I mean, he's going through litigation now. We've got issues in our own area that is happening right now. So protect yourself. Another thing about what Bob was saying about command, I have been doing the wrong thing to get you paid faster and to do the things that I should be doing. When you have your closing docs in there and your also and everything like that, and that's my part of command that I check. That's the only part of command that I check. Is your closed documents and you check. That's all I need. He has to check everything else. That's your compliance officer right there. If he hasn't checked it, which he usually does on a pretty regular basis, I cannot continue to pay you out on things that are not listed in command that I have documents for.
Or if it says return.
It's got to be addressed. Okay, so things have to be addressed. If they're returned, if they're still hanging in there, I have to pump the brakes. I can name 14 or 4 people right now that are constantly on the ball. Like there's stuff in there. As soon as I get a check in the altar, bam, I already see it. Everything else is approved and ready to go. I'm paying you out. And that's a legal thing, unfortunately. That's not anything that I want to do or have to do. It is a legal thing. I'm not supposed to pay you out if we don't have everything in hand, because if we get called to bear, we'll get through it. But I'm still going to do everything I can to get y'all paid as fast as possible. If it's 10 by 10 with paperwork, it's all approved, I'll get you paid, I'll get you processed that day. That is my goal. And I want y'all to be paid as fast as possible. But paid right. Because y'all don't want the headaches of legal. We don't want the headaches of legal. And we're here to protect and serve you. I feel like I popped for a second. It's kind of funny.
Real estate commission.
If I walk into my uniform, I can say that. I am here to protect and serve you while I'm in my uniform. So, sorry, I had to get my brain.
All right, just some OP stuff. You know, it's hard to believe, but you know, we're not out of COVID. You know, unfortunately, that's still out there and it's still serious. You know, it feels like an eternity though that we were in a shutdown. It feels like a long time ago, as busy as a lot of us have been. You realize we've only been back in the office for 3 months. That's it. You know, so a lot of great things are happening in the past 3 months, and during that time, you know, as your OP, the one thing is I wanted to get the staff right to serve you. So, you know, we got Bob knocking out broker stuff. We got Roger in place right before COVID hit as our MCA, kicking butt. Sean still rocking and rolling with education and getting things out and just supporting us with kind of a catch-all. And then Robert, you know, as the team leader, so I can focus on OP stuff. I just kind of let you show some of the things that we launched out that I've been able to spend some time on. And then finally, I think the last piece of the puzzle is Kevin Miller, which he's going to kind of chat a little bit about, you know, having someone on staff that is directly here to coach and help you get your command. And as DocuSign rolls out, getting that up and going. And it's just been awesome. So he's been geeking out on command. We're talking about that every day. So he's a resource for you to learn everything command, and he's learned along with it. I mean, he came in not knowing command and watched videos before he was officially on board, and then now he's in it every day, and he's learning so much and working with agents. So he's a resource for you. He'll tell you a little bit about that. So, but as for Luke, there's a lot of market centers that when the change happened, they went ahead and switched and cut it out, and they're rocking and rolling on DocuSign. You know, talk with Sean and everything. Our templates are set up. Jay, I know, is one that's using DocuSign 100%, so it's there. One of the challenges of continuing on, we're going to continue on to the end of the year with .loop is when you got .loop and you're rocking and rolling with it, you tend to not go to DocuSign to learn it. So then you get to the point where there is going to be a time when we use DocuSign. So, but we are extending that to where that transition will probably happen during a slower time. So
December 15th.
yeah, and
Did you all hear that? Write it down. I'm not playing this time. December 15th. I'll be the bad guy. Good cop, bad cop?
Yeah.
All right. December 15th, write it down. We're going to have a therapy session on the 13th and 14th, and then we're moving on.
And then back with Robert.
Jay's in charge.
Now with Robert, you know, he's stepping in and he's going to be running the company. He's going to be running the office. So I'm going to try to stay out of his way so he can get in there, take care of things, learn. So your go-to with anything office is Robert as a team leader. You know, I get to focus now on talking with agents, coaching agents on the business. That's what I'm doing predominantly, and taking care of some bigger picture outside the circle stuff like the health insurance. You know, we've got health insurance now. Literally good health insurance with Capstone. He did a presentation. Robert sent an email with 3 things last week from the Team Cap, the Capstone health insurance and life insurance and all different types of insurance, but health insurance is one of them. That we just only as Keller Williams in Ohio Valley can participate in, as well as admins and agents. So that was in that email that went out. It's also in the newsletter. Monthly coaching, if you want to, if you're in the top 20%, that's kind of what I focus on. Amy's got the productivity coaching program that is happening and she's launching, and so that's always an option for those that are looking to grow their business. So that's kind of rolling here, and then something we're going to do in November is just kind of, we had Mega Camp. It was a great success. Tons of people participated in that. We participated in an office, and a lot of people dove in there. We still have access to that. So on November 11th, we're going to do a best of Mega Camp here at the office. Have some food catered in, and we're just kind of take some of the best of Mega Camp and kind of do a 9 to 3 o'clock or 9 to 2 o'clock Mega Camp here in the office. And then a couple other things, I'm kind of working out of it's the office that Rob's in that has the MAPS coaching on it. That's something that's really cool. We've got 2, this is pretty awesome. We've got 2 Keller Williams International MAPS coaches that work out of the office. Ryan Fellows has like 26 clients.
Director of Operations
that
Coaching.
Does operations, so the operations side. We got Rob Gaines, who's a MAPS coach, who is coaching agents. Rob, you got about 18 clients? Okay, 21.
Whoop, whoop.
So, great resource, and those are people that are willing to share, but hey, you can have them. If you ever design any coaching, you can have them specifically, request them specifically. Of course, they're kind of getting at a max, but anyway, so yeah, that's just kind of cool. So I'm operating out of the other desk in the MAPS coach Rob's office. So yeah.
And while Craig and I might not have our faces in this building 24/7, we're still available by phone, text message, email.
Yep.
I'm in the Zoom computer every single day from 2 to 5 if you need me. So we're still available to answer your questions. Kevin is going to give us a quick victory list for command. We want to keep you guys up to date on all of the things that are available to you in command. And sometimes, we catch those bugs. I like to call them gremlins. But we're also going to keep you updated on things that get fixed. So come around here so everyone can put names to faces.
I love it.
In Zoom link.
Yeah.
You're good.
I was going to say, we'll keep it on there. Awesome. All right, guys. So for those of you who don't know me, because I feel like most of us in here we've met, but I am Kevin Miller. Probably most of you who have not been in the Market Center, there's no reason we ever would have met. So hello. Yeah, guys, I'm exactly what they want me to be right now, which is to be a supportive and helpful awesome. Let me just say this much. There's a lot to dive in. There's a lot to learn with Command. And it's like most things in life, if you don't do it, you just can't learn it. So I will say that much. There's no harm in actually playing with it. There's no harm in actually getting on there, having some fun with maybe some of the features that I've been geeking out just from a standpoint of understanding not the agent side of things, not quite understanding the real estate side of things, but truly understanding from a business standpoint how you can centralize your business and make less of a headache. Period. I mean, that's always the goal. And I understand you guys have other programs and other ways of doing that, but even at that, it's a segmented workflow. And the idea of this was that it was created, and it is being created every day by a team of real estate agents, this committee, labs. And so it's a team of real estate agents and a lot of people that I'm in touch with almost on a daily basis as tech trainers. And specifically, they are giving feedback constantly to developers who every single day, 24/7, around the clock, update it. So if there's an issue, let us know. Let me know. Specifically, if there's something that you don't know how to use, let's talk about it if I know how to use it. Otherwise, Jay is a crazy great resource, and we're gonna have to chat a lot so you guys don't have to inundate Jay with it because he's trying to run his business. But at the same time, it's a lot of folks that have been working in it for a long time are getting the hang of it and seeing the benefits of how it makes your life better. It's easy to hear someone else talk about Command and say, I'm not really a big fan, because learning is hard. Growth is hard. Growth sucks. But man, every time you grow, on the other end of that is a better you. And so I know that's the idea of what Command is creating a better business for you guys, because it was created. Again, it's not created by people like me. I'm just here to try to figure it out and help you guys. At the end of the day, dive into it when you can make some time, even if it's carving out time with your time management. Find a few minutes on a weekly basis even to dive in, figure out one feature at a time. If you have questions, sit down with me. I'm here at y'all's disposal. Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, I'm here almost all day. And if I'm not here on the weekends, always feel free to shoot me an email. I'll get it. We'll set up a time to meet in here. If it's something via Zoom, you guys are more comfortable with that, you can do that as well. I'm not going to rant. All I want to say is I see a lot of positive upside to this. I also see the headache. I understand, guys. Like, I'm not going to sit here and drink Kool-Aid and BS you guys. I want to be real with you. I want to let you know that when issues do come up, there's a process for it. And so I'll be real straightforward about that as well. Before I even get to that, I do want to let you guys know there have been some issues. For example, Jeremy, you mentioned before in Command with specifically with was it with context? Yeah. Is that what it was? It was DocuSign rooms. That was one particular one that was rolled out today. So I get lists. The tech trainers, each tech trainer at each market center is going to get a list of there's 25 different things. Here are the bugs that were fixed. Here were the potential issues, and they're no longer issues, basically. So the good thing is these things will continue to happen. When they do, let us know. Don't just think like shrug it off. It's somebody's going to address it, or it's broken. I'm never going to use it. The idea is that these are things that are being built as you guys experience them. And so a month later, it comes back in. That's no longer an issue. This is the best way I can put it. Teams. Yeah.
So anything that we're seeing right now in teams, it may not quite be perfect.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be upgraded.
So it's growing. This is just my 2 cents and just my experience with just being observant of the situation. I mean, it's growing pains, right? These are it's in a growth phase, and with that, you guys are experiencing it with active in real time. You're experiencing this. So in a nutshell, guys, we've had a couple of recent just victories in terms of some things that were an issue a month ago. They're no longer an issue. It's the best way I can put it. I don't want to inundate you with what those specifics are, but things are improving on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. Hang in there. I know there's aspects of it you have to use it for, such as compliance. DocuSign rooms, that was an issue before. That was fixed. I just got the notification for it today. So as these things come up, I just wanted to let you guys know, first and foremost, if there's something that's frustrating you, maybe you feel like it's not a good use of your time, bring it to me. I'll try to take it off your plate, say, go run your business, do what you got to do. Let me dive into your Command and try to figure that out for you. And then we can sit down briefly, 5-10 minutes. I don't want you guys to have to figure this out for yourself. I can always do this. And I'm sorry?
Where are you seeing the most success within the community?
That's a great question. I would go originally, just from the standpoint of what I think is awesome, I would go with smart plans. I think smart plans is the one thing that, and you guys are probably used to it. If you have even an old school way of doing things, you guys, some of you have been in this for decades at this point. and you're used to having a text list, or you're used to having a list of people to call and follow up on. I would say in terms of trying to get your contacts into your database and then running smart plans, there's things like neighborhood nurture. Neighborhood nurture specifically takes in what neighborhoods they're interested in, and it sends it on in an automated sense. You can literally send a monthly neighborhood nurture to them, not have to do anything, not have to think about it, only get notified when they engage with it. When they update a neighborhood, maybe they're interested in a new area, it gives them the option for them to then engage. So it's a two-way conversation, but you're not having to do anything on your end of it other than set it up in the first place. Set that up and you can apply it to everybody in your contact list that falls under that category. So I think from a standpoint of just being efficient and like actually impacting your business more so, not only is it efficient for the business you want to have, but I think it's proactive. It's very proactive in terms of the things that you wouldn't be able to do without a system like that does it for you. So I think smart plans, Craig, that's a good question. I think smart plans is something, if you guys are not familiar with, try to dive into that, because at the very least, that's going to be something that's going to work well for you. So. I'm going to say yes for now. There was a printer issue yesterday, and I'm not going to lie, I looked like an idiot. People were like, I thought you were the tech guy. I said, I'm not the printer guy. So see that guy back there? Yeah, he loves messing around with things like printers and toner. And
computer technology, networks, all that. System that. That's what I heard.
How about that? What you got on
And you guys should be used to this because you've been dealing with me all these years. Like, I'll give it a shot, but like, I don't know about hard drives. Like, if it's making weird noises, I'm gonna be like, you got a gremlin in there, best take it up to Best Buy. Like, I don't do that stuff, right? But if you need to like upload your email into Outlook, we can help you with that. Okay, so here's our best solutions for tech issues. And we've kind of talked about this before. I literally do not want you guys spending more than 10 minutes. You hear me? 10 minutes being frustrated over something if it doesn't work or if it's giving you an error, right? Because frustrated agents do not equal happy agents, and then you mess up our chi, and then it's a whole situation. So here's what we're going to do. If you have time, you can always go to the little question mark in command, and you can actually talk to someone live, do a live chat. Sometimes you will be put into a queue. If it says there's 9 people in the queue, go do something else, right? But what I want you to do, because I think this will really streamline the whole process, and Kevin and I have kind of had a jam session about it. It's so easy to take a video on your phone. Do we all agree? You turn the little video doojig on, and then you point it at the problem, and you're like, Kevin, dude, every time I do click, 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 it goes click, right? And then you send it to him. And then it's no longer your problem. That's why we're here, right? Now, we just had a conversation. Command problems. Anita's having issues with printers.
Sounds like you need to command the situation.
That's where we call in duplicator. Okay. Dad joke. Okay. So I very quickly want to get through the next section because I think these people should have great big props because this year has been real funky. And our Agent Leadership Council has brought in some really cool education and some really cool events, and they figured out how to do what we do in a time of uncertainty, right? So if you're on the ALC this year, I'd like you to stand up. Come on. If you are on the ALC, stand up. Look at these people. Look at them. Hold on. We're swinging the camera around.
Y'all see these people? Hey, where's your thing? Hang on. Where's your thing?
Just off the top of my head, we had an awesome safety month in September where we had the Indiana State Police come in and teach us how to like kung fu chop people that get in a bubble, right? We had a red day when we weren't supposed to have a red day, but we said that's not our jam. So what are you doing?
I'm trying to see the people.
We had a red day anyways. It was awesome. We had great education. We brought in agent financials. We've had great growth, career nights. Thank you, gentlemen, for helping me with that. And we've had some really great technology support. So I want you guys to give a great big round of applause to our ALC. And I want you to stand up if you are on a committee.
Were you on any of the committees?
That's the next thing we're going to talk about. All right, so in case you did not know, Keller Williams was founded, I put a kind of a history lesson in our newsletter. Do you guys read the newsletter? Do you know that there's lots of good nuggets in there? Anika's like, I read the newsletter. I have a whole KW history lesson in the newsletter for you. But the one, I'm gonna throw this chair at you. So KWSoIN newsletter goes out the first or second of every single month. And it has all of our upcoming events. It has big announcements, new resources, and links to those things. Okay, so if you pick up your phone, I actually want you, this is interactive, so everyone pick up your phone, go to your email while I'm talking, and type in KWSoIN October newsletter. Because there's a survey, this survey right here, we are preparing for next year, 2021, which is going to be way better than 2020. It was a low bar, but we did some big things, is all I'm saying. We're preparing for 2021 in October because what we do now shows up 90 days from now, correct? We all know that. So just like our business planning, we're having a business planning clinic in November. We are having Quantum Leap in October. And all of those links are in this newsletter so that you can sign up and participate in some really great training with some really great instructors that have been they've been in the business for a very long time. They know their stuff on a really high level. And I want all of our agents to be able to participate. So, really quick history lesson. Keller Williams was founded by 5 pillars. So Gary Keller has, a history lesson. I posted the video in the newsletter, but he sat down with some agents and sat down and talked about what are some things that would set Keller Williams apart from all of the other real estate companies. And they created the 5 pillars, which was, excuse me, they wanted to have a say in what happened in their market center. So they founded the ALC, which is the Agent Leadership Council. They wanted to make more money. So they instituted the capping program where each agent in a market center only pays, like we only pay $20,000 and then we have 100% commission. They also wanted to be shareholders within the company. So they founded the profit sharing system. And they wanted a place that was awesome that they could go to and be happy to drive into the parking lot. Because most real estate agents have quit another job because they hated it and they wanted to have their own business. So we put together a culture like no other. And in all of that, the ALC was created to make sure that all of those things happen in a market center. So you have to be in the top 20% to be able to participate in the Agent Leadership Council. And those leaders in our office run much like a board of directors would in another corporation. Those leaders are also responsible for leading their own individual committees. So we have our financial planning committee, which was chaired by Todd Paxton this year, the money man. We had the growth committee, which is in charge of assisting the market center and growing in agent count and production. That was chaired by Rob Gaines and Jesse Allen. We had the education tech committee. I'm right, right? Oh, your face looked weird. I was like, did I do this? Which was chaired by Anika and Jay. We had our culture committee. Right. Mike Schoonover, excuse me. Yes, Mike Schoonover, thank you. Culture committee, Miss Amy Dixon and Ethan Rapier. And then our agent advocate and safety committee, Mr. Brian Aisley. So in 2021, we want to start planning who is going to be a part of those committees in order to assist our new ALC members ahead of time. So I want you to go in, take the quick survey, and see which committee interests you and which committee you would like to commit to this year. And if you guys can hang out for another 5 minutes, we're actually going to do some brainstorming. We did this last year, or maybe it was the year before. And we're going to create some goals together as a market center so that we can help our committees plan great events and make sure that all of our agents have a voice. Sound good? So if you're in Zoom land and you would like to give us some ideas, go ahead and unmute yourself and chime in. We're going to start with the culture committee. Miss Amy, do you want to tell us what the culture committee is in charge of? Real quick.
Culture committee is in charge of the culture of the office. And working with leadership to make sure everybody is getting their cup full.
Getting their love tanks full, right? I love it. And you're in charge of Red Day and making it awesome and helping our community. So in 2021, what are some cultural events that you guys want to see happen? Any ideas? If you need to think about it too, you can answer it on your survey.
I think the COVID could happen here, but our trunk or treat is a huge patient.
Yep, trunk or treat. Yep.
Are we going to be allowed to remote this year?
No.
This is 2021.
We're thinking about 2021.
I personally haven't heard any of it.
No. I know. It's sad. Real quick, off the top of your head. Vendor fair.
We generally have a pool party or something in the summer, just for our families.
You want to say like more social events? Social? What'd you say? Louisville City soccer game. Pictures with Santa. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we did that at the office last year. All right, so think about that kind of stuff. Make sure you include it in your survey. Next, we have education. Education and technology. So the great thing about education and technology is we can teach the core MREA models And we can sprinkle the technology on top of it, yes? So we're killing two birds with one stone. So what are some great educational things that you want to learn about in 2021? You know, don't get so excited. Negotiation?
Yeah.
Okay. Win-win negotiations? Okay. I'm super fired up about profit share in my life because I figured out that my profit share year to date this year paid for my roof that I had to unexpectedly have totally redone last week. So I'm excited about profit share. Anything taught by G. Rivers, okay? So you will be excited. You will be excited to know if you read your newsletter that bam, November 17th, whose business planning clinic being taught by? A June Rivers. It's not the same if he's not here. I know, but COVID. What? It's 2:07, so if anyone needs to leave, please feel free. Anything with John Maxwell. So we want to learn how to grow spiritually. What else? Do you want to learn scripts? Do you want to learn listing presentations? Do you want to learn mindset? Who needs a checkup from the neck up sometimes? Nobody? Nobody? What else you got? Education. What do you want to learn about? Sharpen your saw.
More closures.
More closures?
More closures.
More closures. I'm like, I like where your head's at. More closures
Short sales.
and short sale. Do you think those are going to be running back around? Yep. We need to learn how to help our clients with those forbearances. Yep.
Investments, because those foreclosures are going to be popping up, and I know somebody who they got really happy about buying those investment properties.
If you have cash, yep. So learning about investments. I can feel some book clubs growing for 2021. Todd Paxton, are you getting excited? What do you want to learn about? What do you want to teach? What's your passion? Investments? Perfect. What else do we want to learn about?
Keep in mind, you don't have to wait for opportunities to come up. They are right there.
They're everywhere.
Sean, what did he say?
Positioning your money now so that you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And what about follow-up? Who has some really strong follow-up game? Because like all of, okay, put that on the list. She just gave me like the 4-year-old. The 4-year-old I just colored on your wall in Sharpie. Look. So Ethan's going to be teaching some follow-up classes. Growth is like your profit share. So we have a pretty cool profit share kickoff program that we introduced last month. So for every capper that you bring into the market center, you get how much money, Roger?
I don't know how much you get.
Craig? $1,000 on their first closing. So who wants to learn how to grow your downline? That's profit share all day. And what do we want to learn about financing?
How to do.
How to have them?
How to live within your means. Don't pay out more than you can even.
Do you all know that we have Ramsey Plus for free for a full year?
What is that?
Tell us what it is, Roger.
Ramsey Plus, you have access to financial reach university. You have access to every dollar. Budgeting app for free that will do the system. You get a year's worth of the every dollar budgeting system, an app that will connect to your account. That is a premium that you typically have to pay for. One thing like Buffy is actually using for favorite team actual budgeting of the team. They're down to a zero-based budget right now. They're using it to get everything set up. It also gives you access to the investment knowledge. It gives you access to all of the data that Ramsey Solutions puts out. All their events that are going on. You have access to it to get in. You get first right to get in there and host. You have them zoomed in and you can watch.
Social performance. How do we access it?
You send me an email and I'll send you the link. I'm having people register still, just so we can keep track of attendance.
But what that also does is that you have the availability to gift it to any and all of the people you know.
Yeah.
For a year.
So
That they can have the same exact thing for a whole year.
yep, so if you are wanting to host a client event, please send me an email, seanblevins@kw.com, because I have to create a class for you. So we can have individual customized classes within Ramsey Plus. So we have a KWSoIN class that's going on right now that's being facilitated by Robert. We have a big red team class going on right now. So the reason you have to go through me is I have to contact our dude to create the Paxton group or the whatever your real estate business name is, so that you guys have a special link for your clients to be able to interact just with you. So if we allowed every single client and every single agent to be all in the same group, it would get super confusing, okay?
And real quick, I will say, myself, Buffy, I know the tax essentially, we're walking testament. A lot of people think that it's crazy concept. One of the biggest taglines you'll ever hear Randy say is that we give you the same information that your grandmother did. We just keep our teeth.
We just keep our teeth.
It's all concept stuff. And it's basically, you don't spend out what you ain't got in. And you learn how to budget and how to delay gratification. But the thing is that it is nothing more than you taking control of your destiny.
Love it.
Because you don't have to work.
So we will wrap up today. I'm going to take a picture of our ideas and I'm going to send it to our ALC and to our team leader, Mr. Robert, so that we have, you know, something to start with for January 1 and hold us accountable. That is correct. So if you have time today, please go and take our quick survey for the ALC, because we do truly want to be a market center that is built for our agents by our agents. So you tell us what you guys want to be happening, and we are going to do our very best to implement it. So you all have a very wonderful day. Thank you for coming. Go get some listings. Yes, get some dessert.